Wuthering Waves is out, and I'm going to give you guys a little bit of a TLDR beginner guide on things to focus on and mistakes not to make as you're exploring this nice new game. And yeah, we might look like a defunct anime character, but I'm going to be my defunct anime character, okay? Love it or hate it, put it down below. Now, in general, you're going to want to focus on the main story first. Follow that around. It's going to give you a couple of things to do. Feel free to explore the world. I know this sounds like some TLDR stuff, but as you explore the world and focus on the main story, you're going to be able to do exploration quests, as they can affect the environment around you and allow you to explore the world in better ways, if that makes sense. You're going to unlock different features and different zones. They're going to help you more freely explore things. So if you try to just go and explore right away, you might hit some walls, you might hit some things you can't quite do yet. So make sure you do the main story first and do your exploration quests so you can actually get a better exploration experience. You can go out there and just ham-fist it if you want, but it's going to be a more successful use of your time, if you will, if you just go out and do the quests first. Also, don't forget to visit certain NPCs you'll come across. Some notable ones: Pioneer Association, the Souvenir Shop, and the Relic Merchant, right? So you can get some more resources from these characters, rank them up, and allow you to do some cool things that way. You're also going to be able to use the synthesizer to craft healing and revival items in case you get into some risky business as you're exploring through Wuthering Waves down there. You can also buy weekly mats from the weapon franchiser. All right, and there's a panel that allows you to craft some purple weapons there as well, so make sure you go ahead and do that. Focus up, we're going through this really fast. There's also going to be a grocery store because yes, there's cooking in this game. If you want some extra buffs or some HP restoration, that is something you should do as well. Also, while you're out exploring now, you can go out and make sure you farm that ore so you can do things with ore, such as crafting weapons for 4-star materials, which can be very helpful as you're leveling up all your different characters. And as you're doing all these different things, exploring, doing your quests, you're also going to be able to do battle pass daily as well as weekly missions. So if you're out there, you're having fun, make sure that you're getting the daily missions done so you can get that free battle pass EXP, because the free path rewards in Wuthering Waves are actually pretty good. So you don't want to miss out on that free stuff if you're just kind of not doing one or two things like crafting 20 hams or something of that nature. And as you're exploring and getting more levels on your characters, make sure you check out the depths of the elusive realm, as you get some weekly rewards from doing this as well. And also, traveling to a fast travel point will fully resurrect your team, so keep those in mind as you're going through and exploring the world for the first time. And one of the most important things that you definitely should be making sure that you do is doing your daily quests, because this is how you're going to get a massive amount of Union EXP for your account. And Union EXP is going to help you hit higher levels, which will allow you to unlock certain features such as like multiplayer. I do believe was like around Union level 30, which is going to be a good boon for you because multiplayer in this game is pretty good. You get a lot of rewards. Think of like artifacts from Genshin Impact from defeating enemies, and you can also share these rewards in multiplayer with your friends, so you guys can gather together all in one person's world, go slay a bunch of monsters. You'll all get credit, all get loot, and then you can go to someone else's. So you want to really level up your world level, your Union EXP level as well, and dailies are a huge way to do that. And speaking of not wasting resources and trying to level up, don't let your resource in this game, known as wave plates, go over the overcap. Wave plates, your stamina, it's going to start at 240 as your maximum, but it's going to regenerate up to full over 24 hours. So, and as you're going through and exploring and making sure you're doing all these quests and stuff, you're going to have time to play around with different characters on your account, and you're going to want to decide, not relatively quickly, but you're going to want to decide like what your main team is going to be. In Wuthering Waves, you're going to have a 3-party team, and mainly one of the easiest ways to build a team is you're going to want to have a main DPS, an off DPS, and then a support. In Wuthering Waves, a lot of the time you're going to have your main DPS on field most of the time. So if you're using 3 main DPS, they're not really giving you a lot of utility in a party makeup like that. So try to stick with a main DPS and off DPS, as well as a support of your choice. And while we did talk about using wave plates in your resources, try to avoid using your wave plate resources on simulation training right away, because you're going to get more than enough of the materials you would get from simulation training just from exploring and doing the main story quests and some of the side quests in Wuthering Waves early on anyway. And what you want to use them on instead is using them on the overworld bosses. This is going to allow you to get ascension materials to further increase the levels of the team that you're working on and this is going to be a much better use of your wave plate resource than just going into simulation training off the bat. That's kind of a big waste, and you can highly damage your account and your progression. So if you're looking forward to getting some of your characters maxed out, make sure you go ahead and do the world bosses so you can actually just increase the level of your characters instead of trying to get them better stuff at the start of the game. And as you're leveling your characters, you might ask, which one should I level the highest first? Well, the answer is going to be your main DPS character. They're going to be your carry character. So you want your carry character to be as high level as possible with all your best goodies. So invest most of your stuff on your carry character first, leaving, your support and your sub DPS character maybe a little bit lower level than whoever it is that you chose as your hyper carry character in your party. And as we're trying to give our good guy a little bit of goodies there, I wouldn't go super crazy into maximizing 3-star weapons right away. You're gonna get the ability to craft 4-star weapons, and as you increase your level on your account, you will unlock a 5-star weapon selector, which I think is around like account level 45 here in Wuthering Waves. So you're going to replace that 3-star weapon. You're going to eventually, so don't dump a ton of resources into it right away. Now, when we're talking about exploring and doing cool stuff and unlocking stuff, a lot of that does come from world level, but there is gonna be something called the data bank level as well. And you're gonna want to get this to around data bank level 15, because the ecosystem, which is one of the ways that you get like artifacts in this game, we'll call it, for your characters, it's not like hard locked behind it, but it's mainly locked behind this like echo level 15 system. One of the easiest ways to level this is, well, you're gonna be mad about this, you just defeat as many enemies as you see. Don't let anyone live. If you see an enemy, take it out. I don't care. You take them out. And one helpful tool is that you're going to be able to track the echoes that you need to level up your data bank through the echo gallery, which is going to be, a little menu that you can look up as you're playing Wuthering Waves. And one of the other ways that you're going to have to quickly level your data bank level, there's going to be these little unmarked sort of mini type bosses throughout the world. They're going to give you a yellow rarity echo, which is going to be a large amount of EXP towards your data bank level. And another way to level this up, yes, like we talked about before, once you unlock multiplayer, you can go into your friends' worlds and you guys can share all this data bank experience, which is why it's so I pushed it so hard. Do your dailies, do all the main story quests, do all that stuff so you guys can all collectively level your data bank levels together for the ecosystem. And I know as you get echoes, you're gonna wanna level them up. You're gonna get the green ones, you're gonna get the blue ones. You can put a couple of points of EXP into them, but I wouldn't go crazy. And honestly, as you get your first purple echoes, you can level these up to like plus 10, maybe plus 15. But as you go beyond that, it starts getting exponentially more expensive to level them up. So unless they have some crazy banging stats in there, don't do it. You're just trapping yourself. It's going to be a waste of resources. I know getting that extra 10% attack is going to be like, oh, I'm really cool. It's not really worth it at the start. It's just not. And one important thing here, you're going to laugh at me for this one as well, but Wuthering Waves does have a, more intricate combat than some other games, or it has as intricate combat as some other games you may have played before, like PBR, or maybe you've played the test version of Zenless Zone Zero. It plays very similarly to that. So when you get the tutorials for this is how you do this action, this is how you perfect dodge and what it does, watch the tutorial, all right? Try it a couple of times, and if you can't get it down, there's going to be a training mode available for you to go in and master these mechanics. It's going to help you survive and absolutely dominate some of these more difficult encounters that you will eventually run into. You don't want to go through skipping the tutorials, not knowing what you're doing, saying, oh, this is easy mode, and then hitting a giant wall and being like, I don't know what I'm doing anymore. You might as well learn it when it comes to you instead of having to learn 50 things later on all at the same time. Hopefully these tips are gonna arm you with what you should be focusing on and some mistakes to not make as you play Wuthering Waves. If you're looking for more of a what do the currencies do and I don't understand what any of this terminology means, I'm coming from Genshin Impact or some other game, I have another video for you to check out about that. And if you're looking for what 5-star character from the beginner banner you should be focusing on, I also have that one for you as well. So go check those ones out and let me know what you're thinking about the game down below.